Hey guys, so this week the Royal Australian Mint have released their annual report for the 2018-2019 financial year. And this year they've gone with the theme of check your change, which has certainly been the theme flowing through product that has come out of the Royal Australian Mint this year, certainly with the AUNS $1 coins, and recently with the Australia Post coins, the A to Z range. So, yeah, very fittingly, they've gone with a nice cover for this annual report. Before we have a look at the annual report, I want to just show you how to actually find the annual report. So Google is always your best way to search these things out. So in the search line, I've just put RAM, so Royal Australian Mint, just to keep it short and easy, and then annual report, and this is the search that comes up. We click on the number one here, and we have a list of all the annual reports going back to 2001. So the one we're interested right now is the 2018-2019 annual report. So if we go back to that there, we can have a little look at it. So it's an interesting read if you're interested in figures and all that kind of stuff and what's been going on. But realistically, what we're interested in today is the the circulating coin production reports. So they are found in the appendices, which is section 7 here, and we are interested in Appendix B. So that's on page 102. I have jumped ahead and I've created a screen for that, which is right here. So now, this report needs to be read in conjunction with the financial report from 2017-2018. So these figures here, and what we're interested in is knowing what the full figures are for 2018. And as I previously mentioned many times over the video, there's been sort of three coins that have sort of been interesting to know where they were going to end up based on the 2017-2018 annual report. I do have that also. This one here. So in 2017, we knew that. 2017, the second half of the first half of 2018. This all gets a bit confusing. The figures ended up in the 2017-2018 year. So they're interim figures. Okay, so just for the first 6 months of 2018. So the three that were interesting were the 5 cent, the 10 cent, and the $1, based on low interim figures. So we've got to add up the figures for the 2018 section of this report into the 2018 section of the 2018-2019 annual report in order to get the collated figures. The good thing is the Royal Australian Mint website does this for us, so we don't have to go and add those figures up, which is great. So basically, I think if I skip ahead a little bit, we can go to the 20. So this is the 5 cent report. Now, can I show you how to find this? If you just type into Google RAM again and mintages, it'll come up with a list of coins that you can go and jump on. So in this case, I have found the 5 cent coin. So we might as well start from the bottom and we'll have a look through. And then we'll have a look later on at the 2019 annual figures, which are the interim figures, which are also included in this as well. So some interesting stuff there as well. So let's just have a quick little look back at the 20, this one here. All right, so the 5 cent coin in 2018 for the first half of 2018 was reported at 3.277 million coins. Now, at that stage, that would have been the lowest minted 5 cent coin. But that's not how things ended up. So if we scroll down to the bottom here, we will see that the 2018 final figure ended up being 25 million. Okay, so it's no longer a low mintage coin. So that second half of 2018, the Royal Australian Mint went nuts and made plenty of 5 cent coins. And certainly those 5-cent coins certainly came through my change later on in the year and into this year. All right, so now what other figures we want to look at? We want to look at each of the figures. So let's go to the 10-cent coins. To be honest, this was probably the most disappointing part for me. We had an interim figure of 30,000. We ended up at 2.6 million. Now, that's still low. That's still great. And I know some of you were certainly finding a lot more of these coins than I was. And I've literally found one in my searching, in my noodling. So for me, I expected actually less than the 2011 figure of 1.7 million, as we can see here. 1.7 million being the lowest of the 10-cent circulating coins. 2.6 is still very good, but it makes it, I think, the third lowest behind the 85 from memory. Yes, at 2 million. So it's the third lowest. So certainly collectible and worth holding on to. Yeah, that's how I feel about that coin. I'm certainly going to be holding my coins. The next one is the 20-cent coin. So we ended up with a circulating figure for 2018 of 22 million. So yeah, we didn't expect this one to be low. I was certainly finding hundreds of them. And if you look back at the figures, you can easily see there that 22 million is not low. Certainly if you look back at some of the other figures, there are some lower numbers, certainly down through these guys here, through the Federation coins, in the 2 millions, which you would class as a low mintage 20-cent coin. Now the 50-cent coin is also an interesting one. So majority of these made these coins, these 50-cent coins. Let's get to the figure first. And the 2018, so at 3.7 million. Look, it's a tough one. It's not super low. In comparison to other years, yes, it's low. Is it low enough to hold every single one? I don't think so. It's always going to be, look, if you compare it to, see, the hiatus one, which I do try to keep each and every one I find, which is 3 million. This is what makes it tough. It's at 3.7 million. Yes, it is low. Certainly low as far as the Commonwealth coat of arms goes. So yes, it's certainly a keeper from that point of view. We do have the 93 and the 85 at 1 million each, and they are certainly collectible and certainly tough to find. So this is not going to be as difficult to find. The majority of these 50-cent coins were certainly made in the second half of 2018. And if we go back to the annual report for 2018, 2019, we will see here, so it's 162,000 was only made in the, sorry if I said this wrong before, the second half of 2018. The majority were made in the first half of 2018 as reported in the 2017. Alright, so, sorry, I get a bit confused, but that's the interesting figure there, that they really didn't grow that much over that period of time. I'll just stay here and just have a little look at what else has gone on in 2018. So just to save any sort of confusion, when it says standard, that is just like the standard coin. So as we know it, nothing special going on. It's not any of the commemorative coins. It is purely just like the mob of roos, the platypus, those kind of things. And that's what it refers to as the standard. And then we have the International Year of Indigenous Languages, which is at 2 million. Okay, so I doubt that that's going to grow anymore. I think that'll probably end up being the final figure. All right, so let's go back to and have a look at the $1 coin. $1 coin was also one that was looking fairly low, had an interim figure of 200,000, and then that ended up blowing out to 9.8 million. And I was certainly finding a lot more of those as time went on as well. I was keeping them all, but now I'll be returning those guys back to the bank. The interesting thing was the 2 million for the 2018 Anzac, which I think we already knew that figure, so no surprises there. Probably the interesting thing is here, I'm fairly certain that the Mint told us that the A, U and S coins were going to be a million. They've managed to produce 1.5 million. Now that is an interim figure. My feeling is that these figures will not change. I doubt they're going to be producing more of these as this year continues or throughout this year. And a lot of these 1.5 million I feel were already produced back in 2018, because these were certainly being found from about September onwards of 2018. So they're in this report, 2018, 2019. Their data is 2019 coins. But yeah, it's interesting. So while we're here, we might as well have a look at the $1 coin. So an interim figure of 2.1 million for the standard Stuart Devlin $1 coin. I don't believe they've put any of the Jody Clark, the JC coins on this report as of yet, and that would make me think that the JC coins have technically not been made until after June 30 of 2019. Alright, so down onto the $2 coins. So we've got a fair few to look at here. 2018, okay, so what's this one here? The Eternal Flame, 5.4 million. Bit of a surprise that it's that high. The Mint typically produces coloured coins that are 2 million. So this one at 5.4. Surprisingly, I haven't found many of these. So they're not in my area. So yeah, it's been a tough one to find. I've certainly found plenty of the standard design 2018 at 10.6 million. The Invictus doesn't surprise me at 2 million. 1.6 million for the Armistice coin. Interesting things going on here, and this coin is certainly worth having a second look at, being one of the lowest minted $2 coins. The funny thing is, and what I've been looking at recently, and I think you guys have also noticed, is that the price of the repatriation coin has been going nuts, certainly in rolls, and I might have a little look at that one. But now we know the figures, I don't think there was any real reason for those things to go nuts the way that they have. If anything, these Armistice coins should be the ones going nuts on price, and maybe they will do so now that the final mintage figures have been released. So the 2019 standard $2 coin, interim figure of 500,000. No doubt that'll change. And the police coin at 2 million may not change. That might be it, but we won't know that until this time next year. So late October 2020 is when we will get to find out. So let's just go back to the annual report, because we need to have a look at the JC figures, because we've had a effigy change this year, and basically from looking at this list, okay, so we've got the 5-cent coin there, Jody Clark, who's the designer of the new effigy. That's what that is, okay, so 300,000 of those have been produced in that partial year report, another 300,000 of the 10-cent coin, 150,000 of the 20, very low numbers there on the 50. Surprisingly low, to be honest, compared to even the other ones. Where else are we at? The dollar coin at $500,000, and the $2 coin at another low number, 75,000. So my feeling is that a lot of these JC coins have been produced for the swaps. So I know there's one being held today in Sydney, and in a few days' time, I think there's one happening in WA, or a few happening over WA, I think. Make sure you check out the Royal Australian Mint Facebook page. There's lots of information about where they're doing these coin swaps. You can buy their circulating coins, and certainly well worth grabbing as many of the JC, so the new effigy coins. We don't know what numbers are going to be at, but at the moment you're taking a risk by not getting them, because they could be, the 2019 ones could be very low. And yeah, look, there's some interesting figures there, and we can't wait to have a look at that further as time goes on and really try to know what to hold on to. But we'll cover that in another video in the future. Alright guys, so hope you have a great weekend. Enjoy getting out there and noodling, finding lots of coins. If you're on the Facebook page, let us know what you're finding, because we'd love to know where you're finding the JC coins and how many you're finding and which denomination. So please share that. Even write it in the comments of this video. We'd be keen to read that as well. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed this video.